Hello everyone, this is Manu Modgil. I'm an independent journalist based in Chandigarh and I do stories mostly on governance and environment issues. In this video, we will be talking about interactive tools to do stories, whether they are data stories or narratives. We will talk about maps, satellite images, crowdsourcing, and tools to make graphs and interactive infographics. So let's go. We have already talked about Bhuvan and data.gov.in in first part of this video series. These two government platforms are good sources of not only data but also maps and infographics. So if you need more details, please go through the first video. Let's talk about graphs first because these are the most basic visual elements to present information. So here are the three options. Two are the online options, Infogram and Data Wrapper. They help you present data in interactive graphs. And the third is the most popular and the most historic of all graph makers available today, the MS Excel. Most of the time we make very basic graphs with Excel, but there are options to make 3D graphs, to make pivot tables which have filters. So there is a need to explore Excel beyond the basic graphs. These are two graphs I have made using Infogram. You can see the logo at the bottom. You can add images, you can add text to it, and then of course there is the whole body of the graph. If you look at the right side graph, it's how the number has been plotted, the data has been plotted using an icon. Let's have a look at these graphs online to know exactly why they are called interactive graphs. Here is a story we did on the Forest Rights Act, and this is the graph I showed you in the presentation. Now, if you take your mouse over the graph, the cursor, it will show you the data points. And above this is the filter of states, where you can choose a state and the graph will change. So this is why it's called the interactive graph. Similarly, if we look at the other story about women in Indian Railways, this is a graph we made with bars and line, and you can of course add text to it. And let's look at the other graph. So here is women representation in different employee groups. Now let's go back to the presentation. Pivot tables, as I said, is a good option to use in Excel. There are different filters that can be added based on the data. There's a category filter here, country filter, and the product filter. Changing the filter will change the graph. So explore this option and see how you can use it in your stories. Let's talk about maps now. There can be different kind of maps that can be integrated into the story. First, let's talk about the basic Google map. We all use Google Maps to know the location or to reach from one place to another. But here we will talk about how to create a Google map that can be used to tell a story. I'm already logged into my Google account. So on the left side you will see these three lines. That's a menu. Click on that and you will get all these options. We need to go to your places. Click on your places and it will show you the places you have saved in your maps, the places you might have labeled. Then there's an option of maps. Go to that. These are all the maps I have created for my stories. At the end, there is an option to create map. This will give you a whole map of India, which you can edit. So first I will change the title of the map. Let's make a map on, say, tourist locations of Chandigarh. Add some description to it. Let's save it now. Now how do I add the locations? You just need to search for the locations For instance, let's go for Sukna Lake because that's one of the main tourist spots in Chandigarh. The map will take us there. Now you need to add a marker here, this balloon shaped icon. Take that and put it at the spot and add the label Sukna Lake, add some description about the spot. Now I can add some media from this camera icon. Let's click on this. So you get an option to upload an image, to put up an image URL, or get image from your Google Photos, or do a Google image search, or you can also do a YouTube search. Let's go for YouTube search and see what are the videos available on Sukna Lake. So these are the videos. I will just go for the first one. So it appears here, you can play it from here. So let's save it, and you will see on the left side the Sukna Lake label has appeared. Let's search for another tourist spot. Let's go for Rock Garden because that's another famous tourist spot in Chandigarh. You get the location, add the marker, give label and description. Let's save it, and we can add the media now from the camera icon. Let's go for Google image this time. Rock Garden. It's not showing the rock garden we want. It's just showing the rock gardens people have made in their own houses. So let's go for Chandigarh. Yeah, these are the images we want. Let's select one, this one, save it, and it will appear right there. And on the left side you can see another spot has been added. Now for this to appear on a website or blog, we have to share it. So let's go on the share option, and we have to make it public. It's right now a private map from my Google account, so you have to make it public so that anyone can see it wherever it appears. It's giving us the URL, but we don't need that. We need an embed code. Let's close this and go to the three dots. There is an option to embed on my site that gets you the code. Copy this, and we will see how it looks on a website. I manage this website called GUI Monitor on governance, policy, and development issues. So we'll just pick up an old story and put our embed code here. I'll just go to the edit, and this will bring up the editor, content manager. So this is how it looks at the back end. Let's go to the source code of the story. So I will just paste the embed code I got from Google. It's just a single line. You can change the dimensions if you want. So let's check. Yeah, the frame has appeared, so the code is right. And I will just preview and save it. So here it is, our map. So just click on the spots and it gives out the media, the image or video you have put in there. You can play it from here. The row garden one, again the image and text, the description we have given has also appeared here. So this is how you put a Google map in a story. Now we will explore three tools developed by NightLab. NightLab is an organization supported by Northwestern University in US, and it keeps putting out resources for journalism. We will talk about timeline, story map, and juxtapose. This is the website. So these are the storytelling tools. We will just look at three of them. One is juxtapose. Juxtapose, as the name suggests, is about putting two pictures against each other and then comparing them. For instance, these are the two pictures taken at different times of the same place. So on the left side top, you will see the date as April 2005, and on the right, it's November 2013. And there's a slider in the middle, and if you move this, you will see how the place was in 2005 and how it is in 2013. So a stadium has been built over farms, and this is a good way to kind of present a landscape change, how a place has changed over the years. The only thing is that the images should be, of course, of the same size and the same angle as it has been taken before. The after image should also be from the same angle. Now I'll just show you the story where it has been used. So this is a story by journalist Aarti Kumar Rao. If you don't already follow her work, go look at her work. It's amazing the work she does on environment. And this is a story about Faraka barrage in Bihar and how it has changed the river Ganga and what it means for the people of the place. So here she has pictures, of course, and then she uses juxtapose to look at the satellite images of the place, and you can see left side images of 1970 and the right is of 2000. And if you move the slider, this is the river, the black thread you see, and this is how the river changed, how the trajectory has changed, and this is because of the Faraka barrage. Now how to do this? There is an option called make a juxtapose. Let's try this. It takes us to this option to put images. So left image, you can put the URL, the image URL. If you have an image on your computer, you have to first upload it on Google Drive or some other place like Dropbox and make it public, and then put the image URL here. Give the label like the date and the credit, and then you preview and publish. You can get the code, you can put on the website and it will appear in the story. The next tool is story map. Story map is just like Google Map, but in a more refined, more attractive form. So it tells a story through locations. For instance, this is a story about Ganga, how Ganga cleanup programs have failed over the years, what are the reasons, and this is a story map they have done on the route of Ganga. What are the different locations on Ganga which are the problem spots? So it has a slider, so we keep moving. We start from the glaciers. Gangotri Glacier is retreating. Then the hydroelectricity energy at Alaknanda. the unpolluted stretch. We mostly talk about pollution, but this is the unpolluted stretch of Ganga. Then Tehri Dam, which has been very infamous. Then we move to a location where it's at Hardwar, where the irrigation canals have been built. Then we go to the Mandhe Ganga Canal from Bijnor, and again irrigation from Narora Barrage. Then we move to Kanpur. So as you see, I mean, this is how you can move over the maps and tell the story. Now the story is already there, but this tool, this interactive tool helps people who are not keen on reading. They just want to have some information, some gist of the story available to them. Now let's try making a story map. You need to have an account on this website to be able to make the story map. So sign up for an account, and this is the interface that comes. Now on the left side you will see the add slide button that gives you the option to put a location, just like Google Map. You can add the location, let's say Bangalore, and it will take you to the location. Yeah, and then there's always option to add image if you have any image URL, or you want to upload an image, any other media like maybe video. Then give credit and caption, and then we have the headline option. Let's give Bhumi College Bangalore, add some description about the place. So this is a college in Bangalore which offers courses, leadership courses in sustainability and holistic education. So we try to create a story map on different educational institutes which offer these kind of courses. Then you can also change the marker. You can upload your own file, like the icon that the red icon that you're uh, able to see. You can change that. You can change the background color, add more slides, add more locations which is related to any topic you are trying to make a story map about. Maybe we can add Mumbai, Pune, Delhi colleges in the story map, and then just share the map, and the website will give you the embed code related to the map, which you can copy and put it on your website or blog as we have done earlier, and it will show up in your story. Let's talk about timeline now. Timeline is about telling a story over a period of time, how a story has panned out over the years. We tried doing this on the history of reservation in India. So this is what we did. We talked about 1902, the Kolhapur Kota, then the Mysore movement, the Communal Award, 8.5% jobs for scheduled caste in 1942, Constitution, what Constitution talks about reservation, First Amendment came, then the Mandal Commission happened, there was a 50% cap on quota. So these are major milestones on any issue. So the whole story, the text is there, but for someone who doesn't want to read, they can just go through the timeline. Now, how to make a timeline? Timeline, there's an option called make a timeline. So in this, there's a spreadsheet template that is provided. You download that template and add your own data, which year, what happened, the next year, what happened, and all that. And then you publish that timeline on your Google Drive and add the link here, Google Spread URL, and it gives you the embed code again, which you can put on your website or blog, and the timeline appears on your story. So all this multimedia thing from Nightlab is mainly through embed code. They won't let you download the whole timeline or story map. You can just embed that. So yeah, that's a limitation about these tools. And now we go back to the presentation. We have done timeline, story map, juxtapose. Google Earth Engine time lapse. So this is, I guess we all know about Google Earth, but Google Earth Engine time lapse is more of a time lapse, as the name suggests, is satellite images over the years. As you can see, let's play this. There's a play button here. This is about glacier retreat, how the glacier is melting, and as you can see, it's Columbia Glacier. On the left side there is a Columbia Glacier tab. So this is the Columbia Glacier that has been melting, and if we stop this, this is the place, the Columbia Glacier in 1985, the satellite image, and this is what it is in like 2018. So it clearly shows how the glacier is melting. And likewise, on the left side, you will see how mining has happened, drying of the RLC, urban growth. All these are there. But if you're doing a story on any place in India, and your topic is such that you need to show how the place has changed, you can use this tool. For instance, if we search Belendur Lake, Bangalore, so we'll see how Belendur Lake, which is very infamous for pollution. If you're doing a story on Belendur Lake, you will also get to know how the area of the lake has reduced, and you will have the data and everything. But if you want to show a visual about the lake, what would you do? So this is where Google Earth Engine comes to help. On the right side of the ear panel, you will also see the speed. You can reduce the speed, and let's play this and see how the place has changed. So this is the latest, and this is 1984, and this is 2018. You can see, of course, the construction has happened, the open area is much less, and you of course see that the lake area has also reduced. It has been encroached upon. The shear thing, you can embed this, or you can take screenshots. Take 1984 and 2018 and put them against each other in juxtapose and put that in your story. And that is a very impressive visual element, because besides the text, besides the data, you're also able to show people what it means, what the data means. Similarly, you can find for your any other city, any other place. If you're doing a story on real estate development, or you're doing a story on wildlife, how the forest cover has decreased or increased in certain areas, you can use this tool. Now we will talk a bit about the tools you can use to make short videos, explainer videos, which do very well on social media like Facebook and WhatsApp. So these are the two platforms I use to make short videos. One is Adobe Spark, and another is Lumen 5. I'll just take you to the websites to get an idea how it is done. So this is Adobe Spark, and this is one of the videos I have made using this platform. Let's have a look at the video before we get into the nitty-gritties. So you see, it's more like a presentation which has been used making video as well as still images and the text. And there are options like layout, there's full screen option, split, this is the split, and then you have caption. There are different kind of formats that are available. And then there are themes. So you can choose among these themes whichever you feel works for your topic. You can resize, you can have widescreen and square depending on whether you want it just for the one for YouTube or Instagram. And then of course you can also add music. There's a library and you can add music to the video. And also they have a library of images and icons you can use for your video story. Now I will go to Lumen 5. Let's have a look at this one. So you can add text here on the left side and it will automatically turn it into slides. But of course then you have to edit. So it's better to select your own text instead of letting the program do it for you. So on the left side you have the media option. You can upload the video or the images or use images and video from the library. And then you can add music to the video. There are different styles. You can choose depending on which style suits for you. And then there are formats. There are formats for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube. This is how you can do the video. We have done the video. Now what about sound? Most of the time for podcast or audio interviews, I use a recorder. You need a recorder, of course, and then how to edit that sound. So I use Audacity, which is a program that helps edit the sound. It helps you remove the background noise. It helps you amplify the sound. It has a lot many features. You can check it out on your own. There are there are tutorials available on Audacity. And then we have YouTube for video. SoundCloud is a platform for audio files. So it's a public platform. You can put your own audio interview or audio file and share it with the world through SoundCloud. For images and videos, for free copyright free images and videos, there are different platforms that are there. Of course, you can also Google the images and videos, and there's an option in the settings which helps you look for copyright free content. So that will get you the without copyright content. Then of course Wikimedia Commons is there, which is all about Creative Commons. It's all copyright left. And Pixabay is a great platform which offers copyright free images and videos, and they are very good quality. Flickr again, like Google, has images which are copyrighted, but it also has images which are not copyrighted. So you can search for whichever topic you are working on and look on Flickr as well. So these are the three platforms along with Google where you can go search for images and videos. Even YouTube has an option where you can select copyright free videos, and Vimeo has that as well. Okay, so we are done with this two-part video series. If you have any comments or queries, please mail me on this email ID or find me on Twitter. Thank you.